Okay, we're going to multiply a fraction or a mixed number by a whole number. So kind of adding some things to what we've already done. Let's read the problem. Christina is planning a dance routine. At the end of each measure of music, she will make 1 1/4 turn. How many turns will she make after the first 3 measures of music? So your question is, repeat it please.
How many turns will she make after the first 3 measures of music?
All right. So at the end of each measure, she's making what kind of turn?
1 1/4.
1 1/4. And we're looking for after how many measures? 3. We are going to multiply a mixed number by a whole number now, but before we do that, we need to answer the questions over on the right. Will Christina make more or less than 1 1/4 turns in 3 measures of music?
More.
And can you explain why more?
Because there's going to be more measures than there was in this one.
So this is just in 1 measure. We have to figure 3 measures. So our answer here is going to be more. And then what operation are we going to use to solve the problem? Kind of already told you that if you were paying attention. Cheyenne, what does it say? Multiplication. So we are going to multiply our mixed number, which is 1 1/4, by our whole number, which is 3. All those mathematical terms we need to make sure we're remembering. So looking at what they wrote, 3 times the 1 1/4 is your multiplication problem. Yes? So we're going to turn this into what? What's the easiest way to figure it? Turning it into a fraction, right? So how do I turn 1 1/4 into a fraction? Fred?
4 times 12 equals 4 plus 1 equals 5.
So what's it going to be here in the boxes? 5/4. So we're changing our mixed number into a fraction, and we've done all that already, correct? Now we're going to do the multiplication. So this is the same thing we did yesterday. So I'm going to take 3 times 5, and I get what?
15.
15, and I'm still going to have my denominator of 4. Okay, that's how you will do it, and end up with your fraction at the end. Now look at step 2. Now we're going to write the product that we received as a mixed number. Okay, now this is a lot of work for this, but I want you to notice what they're doing. How many of these do you think they're taking across here? 15. Because they are in fourths, so they're going to take the 1/4, the 1/4, the 1/4, and a 1/4 to make a total of 1. Now, we all know how to do this, right? We divide 4 into 15, but I want you to make sure we can do it this way if needed. So what am I going to add for this next one? How many times? Well, for this next whole, I'm going to do 4 more. So how many fourths have I used up to this point? 8 of them. And I haven't got to 15 yet, so I'm going to do how many more? 4 more to make another whole. How many have I used up to that point? 12. So I have how many left?
3.
So I'm going to do the 1/4 3 times this time. So now what we need to do is look. We have 1, 2, 3 holes, and how many left over? 3/4. So 3 holes and 3/4 left. So we combine the holes into 3 and then combine the remaining parts into 3/4. So we have a grand total of 3 and 3/4. Now some of you are going, wow, that's a lot of work. I agree with you. Do you want to have to sit there and write 15 1/4 out? Do you know how to divide 4 into 15?
Yes.
Okay, so you know that 4 times 3 gives you what? 12. So there's your whole number of 3. You have 3 left, so that would be your 3/4 that are left. Does that make sense? And let's rewrite it down here as well. So Christina will make 3 3/4 turns in those 3 measures of music. So I'm not asking you to write all this out if you can do the division. I just want you to know that it's there if you need it. Okay? Number 1, if you multiply your 3 times 1/4, is the product greater than or less than 3? So what do we find?
Greater than.
If you multiply 3 times the 1/4, not 1 1/4, 1/4. We added what? Or multiplied 1 1/4. So if you multiply 3 times just 1/4, is the product greater than or less than 3? Aha, less than. And how can we tell that? What are we going to do to give an explanation? Can I write it out and do it? So 3 times 1/4. What does this give me? 3/4. And we know that 3/4 is less than 3. It's even less than 1, right? So something to think about. Okay. Number 2 says to explain how you can tell that 3 times 1 1/4 is greater than 3 without finding the exact product. How can I tell that 3 times 1 1/4 is going to be greater, Logan?
Because it has 3 as one of the multiples.
3 is what you're multiplying by. What do you have in the other multiple?
A 1.
And a 1 already, right? Plus you also have an extra of 1/4. So when I multiply my 3 and my 1 even, I'm still going to get the 3, but I have still some left over, correct? Okay, so you know that 1 1/4 is greater than 1. So 3 times 1 1/4 must be greater than 3. Say 1 1/4. You know that 1 1/4 is greater than 1, so that means 3 times 1 1/4 must be greater than 3. And we already kind of talked about the math talk because we're going to actually do the division, right? Instead of writing it all out into 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Right? Yeah, it's a lot easier. All right, Flip, when you're ready. We're also going to rename some mixed numbers and fractions. We can use multiplication and division to rename fractions and mixed numbers. So if you look, the first one they want you to do is to write 8 1/5 as a fraction. Okay? Did you already know how to do this? Yeah. Yep. So what am I taking 8 times if I have the 1/5 over here? That's not what we just did yesterday. What did we take 8 times? 8. Oh, not 8, excuse me. 1, it's the top number. Look, right here. 8 times 1. Yes? 8 times 1 plus the 1/5 that we have. Okay? So what is 1 in fifths? 5/5. So that's what we're going to use here. As you can see, you're using identity, property, and multiplication because you have your 1. Okay? Everybody good so far? Yes? Now we're going to multiply this. What's 8 times 5/5? 40/5. What's still left? 1/5, so we still need to do that. And now we get to add these. 40 plus 1 is? 41 over 5. So let's talk about that one more time to make sure you know what you're doing. You're taking the 8 times 1 and then putting the 1/5 over here to add it later. Okay? You're going to take the 1 and turn it into fifths, which is 5/5. 8 times 5/5 is 40/5, plus the 1/5 to give you a total of 41/5. Okay? Now, do you have another way of doing this? 5 times 8 is?
40.
40 plus 1? Same thing? See why we give you those little hints? Because this seems like a lot of work in my mind when I can do a couple steps up there and get the same thing, right? But make sure you know these steps in case they ask you to put them there. Okay? Go over to the next one. This time we're going to write 32/5 as a mixed number. So, find out how many groups of 5/5 are going to be in 32/5. So we're going to divide 32 by 5. Yes? How many times does 5 go into 32? So that's going to go up here. What's 6 times 5? 30. What do I have left over? 2. Can I divide 5 into 2? Nope. So I'm going to have a remainder of 2. So if I have a remainder, that's the amount of fifths I have left over, correct? Yes? So that means there are 6 groups of the 5/5, or 6 groups of 6 wholes. There are then 2/5 left over when we're done doing that. So that means that 32/5 is going to give you 6 and 2/5. Now, I haven't seen a lot of you write these out. Typically, you can do it in your head and know what's left over, right? I don't need it written out unless it's useful to you. So if you can sit here and say, okay, I know 5 goes into 32 6 times, and I have 2 left over, I can write 6 and 2/5. I don't have a problem with that. Just make sure you understand that you are dividing. Okay, questions about that one? So these 2 things are basically things we've already done, right? Just larger ones. Okay, let's go down here. We're going to find 5 times 2 2/3 by writing the product as a mixed number. You all remember what a mixed number is?
Yeah.
Which one's a mixed number? This one or this one? The second. 6 2/5 is in a mixed number. Okay, this is in a fraction. Okay, so let's take a look at this. 5 times 2 2/3. Yes? What am I changing this into? Can I use it like this? No, so let's change it into a fraction. How do I change this to a fraction? 3 times 2 is what? 6 plus 2. So what am I writing on the line? 8/3. Okay, then I'm going to multiply that. What do I get? 40/3. And then we can't put it in, leave it in a fraction. We have to put it in a mixed number. So I'm going to then divide it back out. So how many times does 3 go into 40? 13. And what are you going to have left? 13 times 3 gives you what? It gives you 39. So you'll have 1 left over, right? So you're going to write what over here? So 3 1/3 is your answer. Mine's not really in the greatest places. 13 1/3 is what your answer will be. So 13 times 3 is 39. You'll have 1 left over, so you'll have the 1/3 left. Make sense? I know you only learned your multiplication facts up to 12, but if you can keep counting, keep counting. Explain why your solution to 5 times 2 2/3 equals 13 1/3 is reasonable. How do we know it's reasonable? Take a look at what you first started with. You're looking at 5 times 2 2/3, right? What do you see right away with 5 times 2? It's already 10, right? And then I have to do out the other 2/3. So I know that it has to be greater than 10, right? So is my answer greater than 10?
Yes.
Yeah. You also know that 2 2/3 is greater than 2 just by looking at it. So when you multiply your 5 times 2, it's going to be greater than 10. Yeah? So we know that, so let's just say, we know that 5 times 2 equals 10. That's supposed to be a comma, and it did not get there. So 5 times 2 2/3 must be greater then 10.